Bon dia i en primer lloc donar la benvinguda a tots els assistents a aquesta Welcome Ceremony, també a les persones que veuen l'acte per streaming online. Benvinguts tots i totes. Good morning and welcome everybody, all the attendees in this welcome ceremony of the Doctoral School of UPC, and also good morning to all the people that are looking at us in streaming. And first of all, I would like to thank the management team of ETSEIB, of this school, for hosting this event. Thank you very much. And also thank you very much for the collaboration of the UPC Orchestra, who are always willing to help in this kind of events. Thank you very much. And now to start, I would like to present the people in the table. On my right, there is Jordi Llorca, my Rector for Research of UPC. Also Jordi Mateu, who is Secretary of the UPC Doctorat School, and Carme Torres, Research Professor at the Institut de Robòtica i Informàtica Industrial of CSIC UPC, who will give the inaugural speech of this welcome ceremony. And to start, first of all, I would like to tell you, students, welcome to UPC and welcome to this exciting period of your life. This is not only the beginning of an academic year, but also the beginning of an extraordinary and challenging time of your life, in which you will contribute to advance science and, at the end, to improve people's life, to make a better world. The Doctoral School wants to guide and accompany you in all this process, and for this we have recently started a new period at the UPC Doctoral School with new people, a new team, and new offices at the Nexus 2 building, and we have several projects to improve your doctoral experience at UPC. Some of those projects are with the purpose of facilitating international mobility during your PhD thesis. Also, we are improving cross-disciplinary training in areas like entrepreneurship, open science, and ethics. We are also designing a new online tool for the administrative tasks of the thesis. And last but not least, we also plan to take care, it will be very important to take care about the emotional well-being of the doctoral candidates. And for this, we are organizing several events for socialization, like the Christmas event that will take place on December 15 this year. We will do a cagatillo, which is very typical from here, and we are looking forward to your participation in this event with the help of the Doctoral Council of the Doctoral School, of the Student Council of the Doctoral School. And now, for you to better know UPC, this institution, we will project the institutional video to commemorate the 50th anniversary.
Fa 50 anys vam emprendre aquest viatge. 50 anys d'ençà que un professor va pujar a aquesta tarima. Aquests 50 anys han estat un canvi de paradigma, on la tecnologia ha passat a ser un element essencial de les nostres vides, a obrir-nos portes cap a horitzons encara per explorar. I la UPC ha estat protagonista i impulsora d'aquest progrés d'una manera clara i notable. A les nostres escoles i facultats s'hi han graduat més de 150.000 professionals. En els àmbits de l'enginyeria, l'arquitectura, les ciències i la tecnologia, persones somiadores i inconformistes. La recerca batega cada dia en els nostres campus, perquè l'impuls d'investigar, d'avançar, de canviar el món, forma part del nostre ADN. De fet, avui ja són més de 200 grups de recerca que busquen respostes als principals reptes de la societat. Molts en la frontera del coneixement. Intel·ligència artificial, energia, mobilitat, supercomputació, arquitectura, nanotecnologia, modelització, nous materials, bioenginyeria. Però la recerca no s'atura aquí. Som una universitat amb una intensa connexió amb empreses de tota mena. Injectem talent i tecnologia a tots els sectors productius. Promovem aliances adaptades a les necessitats i estratègies del mercat real, del d'avui i del de demà. De fet, estem formant persones per professions que encara no existeixen. Tot això és possible perquè el model docent de la UPC sempre orbita al voltant d'un mateix centre, l'estudiant, l'autèntic protagonista d'aquesta història. Noies i nois amb tant de talent com d'il·lusió, amb ganes de portar la nostra societat més enllà, amb ganes d'avançar, de pensar i de liderar els canvis que dibuixaran el futur. Un futur que ja comencen a imaginar participant en projectes i experiències educatives innovadores amb universitats d'arreu del món. Sí, han estat els 50 anys més trepidants, inspiradors, productius i excitants per al coneixement i la recerca.
Congratulations.
I així és com a la UPC hi han convergit i sumat forces la responsabilitat social i la igualtat d'oportunitats, l'ambició i la cooperació, la disrupció i l'excel·lència, la sostenibilitat i el progrés, l'ètica i la innovació. I només se'ns acut una cosa encara més emocionant i inspiradora, saber que estem preparats i preparades per començar a caminar cap a tot allò que ens portaran els propers 50 anys.
And now I introduce you to Jordi Llorca, Vice Rector for Research at UPC, who will give a welcome speech.
Gràcies, Josep Maria. Bon dia a tots i a totes. Good morning to everyone. After this wonderful video, I think there is no need to add many other things, right? But I would like to tell you that it is a great pleasure for me to welcome you in this academic event of the Doctoral School and the university itself. At the UPC, we want our doctors to have one of the best experiences in their lives. Doing a PhD can be hard, we know, especially when the end of the scholarship is approaching. But it must also be an exciting and, above all, creative experience. Let me say that creativity is one of the most important things in a PhD, and of course in research in general. Without creativity, there is no magic, and without magic, life can be very boring. Today, we have the pleasure of enjoying a very special event. Special because you are there, and also because we are celebrating the 5,000 UPC theses published in the TDX repository. We were the first ones to be in this repository, and we today have this celebration of 5,000, so this is a good hit. In addition, we will present the doctoral awards, and we will have the opportunity to listen to speeches that will not leave us indifferent. So, good luck with your thesis. We are here for you for whatever you need. And remember, get creative because the future is in your hands. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Rector, for the speech. And now I will call Maria Carmen Gutiérrez Bouzán, researcher at Intexter in the Terrassa campus of UPC, who has been the PhD supervisor of Mr. Francisco Balzaghi Elder, who passed away this year, and she will say some words about him. Aprovecho este momento para enviar un fuerte abrazo para la familia y amigos que nos están siguiendo en directo desde Bolivia.
Good morning. As Dr. Font said, I am Carmen Gutiérrez, researcher of Intexter. I have been the thesis supervisor of Francisco Balzaghi for more than 3 years, until he sadly left us in January of this year. Francisco was a very brilliant collaborator with a great desire of self-improvement. He was doing an industrial doctorate co-founded by Inditex and Agaur. He carried out his PhD in the environmental engineering program. això? I repeat.
Yeah, Carmen, because the family is online, I would say you repeat the words. Thank you.
Okay. As I said that, well, I repeat all the speech. I am Carmen Gutiérrez, researcher in Dexter. I have been the thesis supervisor of Francisco Belzagui for more than 3 years until he left us in January of this year. Francisco was a really brilliant collaborator for me with a great desire of self-improvement. He was doing an industrial doctorate co-funded by Inditex and Agaur. He carried out his PhD at the Environmental Engineering Program, and his research was developed at the Textile Research Institute of Terrassa. He was very, very concerned by the environment. He wanted to make a personal contribution to improve the quality of water and the quality of life of people. His thesis was centered on the microplastics and microfibers pollution. He studied the environmental issues and the alternatives for the reduction of these products. The thesis is already finished, although he could not do the deposit, unfortunately. During his PhD step, his scientific production was very remarkable. He published 5 papers in high impact in scientific journals, and he claimed for 1 patent based on a filter to retain the textile microplastics during the domestic washing. He also designed a system for the treatment of polluted reservoirs that he wanted to apply at the Titicaca Lake. He was really a tireless researcher, very intelligent, creative, with a lot of initiative. After 3 years working together, he became a person very close to me, and I feel a profound pain for his loss. To end these words, I wish to thank the Doctoral School for this tribute to his research and to his person. Now I'm going to say a few words for the family. Quiero expresar mi gratitud a la familia de Francisco, que comparte con nosotros este momento desde muy lejos. Él estaba muy orgulloso de su familia, que siempre le apoyó incondicionalmente, y eso fue muy importante para él. Os doy las gracias por todo lo que él nos aportó y compartió con nosotros durante estos años. Siempre le recordaremos.
And now we move to the next part of this welcome ceremony, which will be the inaugural speech by Carme Torras Genís. I will say first a few words about Carme. Carme is research professor at the Institut de Robòtica i Informàtica Industrial of ETSEIB UPC, where she leads a research group on assistive and collaborative robotics. She received master's degrees in mathematics and computer science from University of Barcelona and the University of Massachusetts, respectively, and a PhD degree in computer science from UPC. She has supervised 20 PhD theses, and some of her former students have become full professors at prestigious universities in Europe, USA, and Australia, as well as researchers in leading companies like Amazon and Bosch. In 2020, she received the National Research Award in Mathematics and ICT, awarded by the Spanish government, and the National Research Award awarded by Generalitat de Catalunya. Professor Torras combines her dedication to research with literary writing and the promotion of technoethics. Her works of fiction address ethical dilemmas raised by digital technologies. The novel The Vestigial Heart, published by MIT Press, has associated materials to teach a course on ethics of social robotics and AI, used in several universities worldwide. So, Carme, thank you very much for being with us today, and it's your turn to present doctoral studies, some tips to perform deep, impactful, and ethical research.
Thank you for this very generous introduction, and good morning, everyone. I will try to make my best at welcoming new students and also those that are doing their PhD, and providing some tips on how to do good, impactful, and ethical research. So, first, well, as he said, as Josep Maria said, I come from the Institute of Robotics and Industrial Informatics here at UPC, and it's a joint center with ETSEIB, and we are just in the building of the Faculty of Mathematics, and we are about 120 people there, and some of our important task force are our robots. You can see that we have both outdoors robots and indoors one. We have bimanual settings, etc. And this is our group, well, part of our group, because we have grown quite large lately. And you see here, we are about 55. This changes all the time. And I always display women, I mean separate, because it's very hard to get women to do research in technology, as probably everyone knows. So we do every effort to get more women into our group. I will single two people because they have inspired somehow this presentation. One is Antonio Andriela. He is my 20th PhD student, so for me it's like a milestone. And I will just show briefly the result of his work. And the other one is Mariela Di Micoli, who is a postdoctoral researcher, Ramon y Cajal researcher, and she gave us a very nice talk about tips for PhD students at the last doctoral day we had at our institute, because we annually have this doctoral day in which all students in our lab present their results. So I will present some of the tips she gave. Thanks to this Clotilde project, we built this facility, assisted living facility, in which within this big lab, we built this mock-up of an apartment with two rooms. One is a dorm room, and the other is a bedroom and with a bed, a cupboard with a mirror that is very hard for vision purposes and so on, and another which is a living room. And you see these two robots doing service. We have several more at the end. And I will just, as I said, well, first say that we developed several prototypes in assistive robotics. Our main focus is at the intersection of assistive robotics and AI. And assistive robots are very different from the industrial robots we are more used to in production lines and so on, because they have to collaborate with people closely. They should be intrinsically safe, because, for instance, this is feeding people, so we get very close to people, so we have to take very strong security measures, safety. Also, since in assistive environments there are no, well, there may be, but there are usually not programmers, expert programmers, these robots should be instructed by health carers and for people, regular people, say. So they should be very, very easy to instruct. And finally, they should be, sorry. They should be personalizable. For every particular person, they should adapt to preferences and to abilities. This is, as I was saying, the work of Antonio Andriela. He defended his thesis just last month, and this is the end product of his research. Is a prototype of a robot developed in a project. I don't know why it starts without my. Yeah, thank you. It was developed, the prototype, together with Fundació ACE, which is a foundation for the diagnosis and treatment of Alzheimer's disease and other mild dementias. So in their daycare facilities, they treat many patients, and sometimes they have like 20 patients for just one therapist. And they play this type of games with a board in which there are tokens. Each token may have numbers as here or letters, and the therapist proposes different exercises depending on the degree of disability. It could be ordering these tokens in increasing order, decreasing order, just odd or even numbers, prime numbers, etc. And you see, something that because this is a robot from PAL Robotics, but with several changes. Namely, we added some sensors, and in particular, we added this face, was printed with a 3D printer. And why did we substitute? Because we saw that in the first experiments we carried out with patients, we saw that these patients took a token and then looked for, to see if they were doing well. They doubted a lot, and they looked at the therapist, human therapist, for nodding, saying, oh, you are doing well, or no, you are not. So we decided not just to give language feedback, oral feedback, but also this kind of gesture. And you will see a bit how this works. It was done during the pandemics. Now you can.
No es esta. Vamos. No. Mira en esta línea. Es tu turno. Por favor, mueve una ficha.
It's providing some guidance. It's in this line.
Genial.
And this adapts to every patient.
Es tu turno. Por favor, mueve una ficha.
And gives encouragement also, because this is what therapists do. I mean, and
¿Estás seguro? Vamos. Sé que puedes hacerlo. Es tu turno. Por favor, mueve una ficha. Muy bien. Bien hecho. Estás jugando según lo esperado.
well,
Es tu turno. Por favor,
this continues,
mueve una ficha.
but I will continue with the presentation.
Es tu turno. Por favor.
So, well, I'm also celebrating somehow that this 20th PhD student defended his thesis, and he did very well, as you can see. So when Josep Maria proposed me to deliver this talk, I really had to think what recommendations, what hints could I give to students that I somehow learned them from my PhD students and also by interacting with other researchers. So I divided these tips into the 3 phases, big phases that a PhD study has: the initial one, the middle one, and the final one. So in the initial phase, I recommend that students do a very good state of the art, in depth. Not just begin to say, oh, I have a problem, I start programming, because many like to do things right away. No, you have to stand on the shoulders of all those that preceded you. So you have to know very well the state of the art. And in this sense, the advisor can advise you on what are the key publications in the area, what are the key groups to look at, because today there are so many different sources that sometimes for students it is hard to say, where should I look? And perhaps it's a good idea to write a review paper. Another tip is then when you have this good landscape of the area, look for a particular niche that is very well suited to you, that is relevant to the community, and for which the advisor can provide the resources and what I was saying, that fits your capacities, your expertise, and also that you are enthusiastic about. Because it's very important that you work on something that really elicits your passion. And of course, it's good also beforehand to evaluate what impact this could have, not only in the scientific landscape, but also socially and in the environment, etc. And another thing that sometimes is not taken into account, and I think is very, very important, is that the student socialize. Because, well, Josep Maria also said that there will be some activities organized by the school in this regard, and I think these are very, very important, because students sometimes come from abroad or from other parts of Spain, and they do not have much support here. And they think that they have to concentrate on working very hard, and they forget about really knowing other PhD students and spending time with people that have the same problems, the same preoccupations, the same troubles, and it's important that for them to socialize. So, for instance, this is given a tip for advisors also, organizing gatherings in which each one brings different types of meals from their particular cultures, that they can express or explain experiences, is very important for this emotional well-being. Now, turning to well, this actually has to go through all the phases, but I divided this way in order to, well, to organize, to structure. In this phase, it is important to work hard on this research plan. It is mandatory for the PhD programs, and it's not just something that has to be passed. It's important that you really structure well with a good timing, with envisaged secondment, conference that you would like to attend, etc. Afterwards, it can be changed, of course will be changed, but having this structure in mind helps you to focus and not to procrastinate and do other things and get lost. So you should envisage what contributions you would like to make, and another thing that is sometimes not taken into account is to have good writing skills. At the end, you write papers. You have to disseminate your work. Also oral skills. And there are courses offered for this. It's important so that people join these courses or, well, that focus on these technical writing skills. Now, there will be times in which nothing will work. You will get a bit desperate because the envisaged results are not attained, and you feel this pressure. So keep calm and be persistent. I mean, not just avoid the hard problem and do something very, I don't know, incremental and easy, but try to persist, but because at the end, this effort will pay out or pay off. Another important thing is that you have an advisor that usually is very busy. But if you are proactive, for instance, you read some paper that is very interesting and that, well, you think that you like to discuss, give it to the advisor as a suggestion, not just wait for the advisor to tell you what you should do. Be proactive and take the most of the time of your advisor. So just focus on really key things you need to know from him or her. Another thing, nowadays there are many publication sources in which you can present your work. I would advise to really choose them carefully because there are many predator sources nowadays, both conferences and journals, that now maybe even are Q1 and are very valued, but which have some procedures that are not scientifically sound. For instance, by paying, they publish your paper. This is quite often the case now, and it's confused with open data publishing. And it's not the same thing. So if a publication asks for payment and do not have an agreement with the university, because there are some of these open source that have agreement with universities and the authors do not have to pay, it's part of the subscription. So look for this type, not for the ones that just you pay, and usually they have huge editorial boards with maybe even thousands of editors, and have also hundreds or thousands of special issues that are published without much reviewing. So be careful, because maybe at the present point, or it will help you to have many publications and so on, but at the end, when you go for a career, it will not help you very much to have this type of publications. But on another venue, look for special issues of good journals that specialize on your topic, because these special issues, since they gather very good groups in a given area, are the most read by the community in that particular area. And in the final phase of the thesis, it is important to write well the document of the thesis. Devote time to thinking and structuring. It's not just collecting the papers and, well, wrapping up and that's it. No, please think carefully of like making a story, a narrative of what your topic, presenting the different contributions with a guiding thread. So, because this is important if you then submit it for an award or a prize, because many times this is published as a book. So, at least in the robotics area that I know good, some of our researchers have published in the STAR series in particular. So it's very good to have a text that is publishable. Also the presentation, the defense of the thesis is very important, because it's like the showcase to the community. There will be a jury that usually will be 3-5 people in your specific community that then will say about their experience. They will recommend you for awards, or they will talk in conferences about your work. So it's very important that you make a good impression on the jury. So prepare carefully the defense. And lastly, you should start thinking of your future career, whether you will be in academy or in industry. And so visualize your research in the media that will get you more visibility. Social media for this is important. And have a good, nice web of yourself, foster collaborations in your area. So start building, paving the way to this future career. Also analyze technology transfer, especially if you like to go to industry, to have good products, and explore postdocs, collaborations, even the invitation of for the jury could be thinking about possible postdocs later on. Well, in the title, I mentioned good, impactful, and ethical research. Nowadays, especially in our university, a lot of emphasis is being placed in ethics, in following some ethics guidelines. And an important thing is to incorporate ethics in the curriculum. And UPC is doing great efforts to introduce sessions, because changing the syllabus of some degrees is very difficult. But in new degrees, this is being introduced, for instance, in data and engineering science, or data science and engineering, sorry. This is done within the degree. But as Barbara Gross says, who is a professor at Harvard University, by making ethical reasoning a central element in the curriculum, students can learn to think not only about what technology they should create, but also whether they should create that technology. So it's very important, while you are developing a technology, to think about the possible consequences, implications of this technology, and have this in mind. And this is again our group, part of our group. We have debates on ethics about once a month, lately less often, to stimulate debate on this type of issues and stimulate critical thinking in students, in PhD students as well. And at the UPC, as I said, there is really a focus now on this topic. So there is an ethics committee, maybe all of you know about, and there are many resources. This is directly from the web, and you see that there are resources for research integrity, which is different from ethics in research. I explain the difference. In research integrity, you are advised not to fake results, because there are people that, in order to get publications and so on, invent results. No, you have to, of course, do sound research. Plagiarism should be avoided, not copying either the results of others or your own. Publish many times the same results, sometimes in different settings. So this falls under research integrity, is professional integrity. But another thing is that the experiments you perform in your research, the studies you carry out, if they have some particularities, they should be revised by the ethics committee and obtain this ethics approval, say. So here you see that there are guides of requests for review for this committee and for reviewing studies and projects, both. And also, well, there are research integrity code and the code of ethics of UPC. that you can access. When should I ask, or a student or a researcher ask for this approval from the committee? If they are performing studies that have some of these content or these characteristics that involve processing data from humans, that they have human participants. For instance, in learning from demonstration in robotics, they interact the robots with people, so it's important to have this approval, that obtain consent forms and so on. When there is use of human cells or tissues, when there is animal experimentation, when there has some AI components, so should be also subject to this approval. When there is potential damage to the environment, animals, plants, or when they could be applied for weapons or devices to make war. Within the resources, you see that there are some models and forms to do this. For instance, if it's experimentation with humans, they have to have human consent forms, which are available, some examples here, and also some information to the participants, of which there are also some here. And also there is questionnaires of when these requests have to be asked for. And to conclude, I like to give a final message. I often hear from senior researchers, professors here at the university, other universities, that say, oh, let me see, I would like to go back to being a doctoral student again, that I could concentrate on a subject of research, that I could just give free way to my curiosity. I could only learn intensely without many responsibilities, constraint, administration, bureaucracy. Another thing that I often hear, and is in my case also, is that the main professional legacy of sometimes senior researchers is precisely having advised PhD students. For me, I would say, the most satisfactory thing I did in my career. And I learned a lot from them, and also the personal relationship with the students is very, very rewarding, because you get really to a deep relation, as was mentioned before by Carmen in the previous speech. So, it's not only teaching research, which teaching how to do research is also very rewarding, but also is what you get, what you learn in the process. So, this is my final message, my final advice. Take the most from this privileged period. It's a really privileged period in your life. And also take the most from your advisors, and vice versa, take the most from your students. And above all, enjoy your doctoral students. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Carme, for this helpful and positive talk about the doctoral studies. And now we move to the next musical piece of the orchestra of UPC. the next part of this welcome event will be a presentation by Dr. Milad Komari, recently doctor, who is the president of the Doctoral Student Council, which is the council we have at the Doctoral School to gather the opinion of the PhD students. This is a very important organization that in the school we want to promote, and in the last months we have done things together to organize events for socialization. So I personally thank Milad very much for taking the lead and proposing things. And it's also an organization where all the members are last year members, or even people that have had the doctorate. So we propose to the new students entering to the doctorate at UPC to join the Doctoral Council. So Milad will show the email and the website, so you can get in contact with the council and you will be very welcome. So Milad, when you want.
Thank you so much, Professor Font. Oh, is it working? Okay. I would like to give you all a warm welcoming. Welcome to UPC. In a place that the sky has no limit, for sure you will be able to present outstanding research and change the borders of science. However, you have to remember that at the end of the day, we are all humans and we have limited capabilities. Even though we are very smart, sometimes we will overdo it. We want to go the extra mile to show off our capabilities. But in those times, we as a student council, we will be there for you to remind you that, okay, you have to know your capabilities. Also, with the great director of the Doctoral School, we are organizing different programs for the health of your mental. So there were round table talking about the issues that PhD students have, how to fix them, how to address them. Also, we are organizing some activities. For example, during Halloween, we had a gathering that different PhD students from different schools, Casa de Fels, Campus Nord, Campus de Terrassa, we came together, we introduced ourselves, and I don't know if you've received emails from Doctoral Council. I am Milad, the one who is sending those emails. And we're constantly looking for more collaborations and getting you inside the council. As Professor said, that majority of us are in our last year, and we need other students so we can teach them how to do it, because those who were before us did not give us the tips. So now that we found our place in UPC, we can help you. Also, there is a WhatsApp group for all PhD students that it's like a family. You can ask your questions. If you want to talk with someone, if you're disappointed with your research, this can happen the second year or third year of your research. If you have a question about a laboratory or a professor or collaboration with other universities or research institutes, there are always more students there. They can answer your questions, or if you're simply looking for going out for a dinner or going out for a hiking, you can always find someone there. So this is the current representative and members we've been elected by previous PhD students. Soon enough, I will be sending you an email to every school, the 4 schools, to ask for more representatives. So then they will present their application to the PhD students, and based on the vote numbers for every part, like 5, we will get 2 students. And then from there we can help other things. And nowadays, as I said, we are in collaboration, like directly with Professor Font and the Doctoral School to do many things. So one of them is Unite. You can see the poster there. There are many things. So each one of these organizations will present their application, but at the end of the day, if you want to get more information from student kind of vision, you can always reach us. There are many things that are happening, and it will be very interesting for you to join them if it is within your interest. This is our email address. Please feel free to send us email. If you want to join the WhatsApp group, send us an email. Say, okay, I would like to join the WhatsApp group to see what is happening. We are organizing another activity beside the Christmas event, another activity to see the supercomputer of Barcelona. And for sure, it was an idea of a student, says, can we do this? Said, okay, perfect. I sent an email to the Doctoral School. They said, that's great. And they organized it. So we would welcome any new ideas or anything that you have to help other PhD students. And again, I would like to remind you that weekends are to have a little bit fun, go out, get socialized, get 8 hours of sleep, sleep at 10, wake up at 7. All these things, you know it, but you will not do it. I didn't do it, and it was very hard. It will put a lot of pressure on your mind. And be proactive, as Professor Carmen said. There were excellent things that I have felt them with my bones and with my flesh, that there are journals that they will ask you for payments. Don't go around them. It might not be good if you want to be a professor, and everything that Professor Carmen said was absolutely great. But if, again, you need more information from those PhD students who lived that experience, feel free to send us an email or join the WhatsApp group. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Milad, and thank you for the work you are doing. The next presentation will be by Anna Rovira, Head of the Research Library Services at UPC, and she will talk about the visibility of UPC doctoral thesis and library services to support the doctorate.
So, thank you very much. Hello, everyone. I would like to just take some minutes to present the different portals where the UPC theses are visible on the internet, because as it has been said before, today we are going to celebrate the fact that we have already 5,000 UPC theses at the TDX consortial repository. So just to start, when one thesis has been defended here at UPC, my colleague Pilar Bombín introduced the thesis in the cooperative repository of doctoral theses, TDX, in which all the different Catalan universities publish, as we do, the doctoral thesis. Then the theses are also hosted in the institutional repository, the UPC Commons. I'm sure you all know about this repository, which hosts all the scientific output and academic output that has been done at the UPC. And also because it has been introduced, in TDX and also in UPC Commons, the UPC theses are also visible, and we can retrieve them from the European Research Thesis from the DART Europe portal, and we have been one of the first universities that has started to introduce thesis in this repository in collaboration with other European universities and led by the University College of London. Also, the theses are visible from another portal, GeoCommons UPC, and in this portal, the objective of the portal are to show all the, not only the thesis, but also all the other academic works, articles, but also academic works done by UPC students that have the fact that they are about a specific localization in the world. For example, Japanese houses, an architectural thesis, for example, is shown. So from this portal, you can search by localization. Finally, and because from the library, we also wanted to celebrate the 15th anniversary of the university. Last year, we created the Doctorat UPC portal and the objective of this portal is to show the high level of internationalization of the doctoral students. So in this portal we show the number of students that have defined their thesis based on their region. For example, we know by now that more than 500 Mexican students have defended their thesis at UPC. And when you click on the country you want, you can find the full text of all these theses from each country. And finally, another website is the Future portal, the website at UPC that shows all the scientific production of UPC. And in this portal, we show or we retrieve not only the theses that have been published at TEDx, but also the theses that professors at UPC have been members of the court of the jury of the thesis. So this is another place to make visible all the theses. And finally, for the new students, I would like to take also this opportunity to show all the resources and all the services that from the library we can help to doctoral students in order to help them with their doctoral thesis. We organize a lot of training. We recommend about where to publish. We have plenty of resources in the library, so we really want to know that we are here in all campus and also in virtual. We have the virtual library, so please feel free to use the UPC resources and also to contact the librarians to help your adventure of doing your thesis. And thank you very much. And now, as we wanted to celebrate the fact that we have already 5,000 theses at TEDx, at the Catalan Consortia Repository, I would like to invite the author of the thesis 5,000, whose name is, Santiago Raimon Llorens, author of the thesis Biomimetic Bone Grafts, and also the director of the thesis, Maripau Ginebra, and Mr. Lluís Anglada will give the certificate of the 5,000 theses. Thank you very much.
So thank you to Mr. Lluís Anglada from CSUC, who came for giving this award of the thesis number 5,000. So I take this opportunity to welcome the rector of UPC, Daniel Crespo. It seems that he arrived just at the right time for the commemoration of the thesis number 5000 at TDX. So welcome, rector. And now the next point of the welcome event is the presentation of the special doctoral awards of this year, and for this I call Jordi Mateu, the secretary of the Doctoral School, to take the word and present the awards.
Okay, thank you, Josep Maria. Well, good morning, everyone. Now we will be presenting the special doctorate awards for 2022, which correspond to the thesis defended during the academic year 2019-2020. Okay, there's a total number of 35 awards which have been distributed in 5 different areas or fields. Those are architecture, construction, and urbanism, civil and environmental engineering, ICT engineering, industrial engineering, and science. Okay, for the architecture and construction urbanism, the awards go for one of the authors is Carlos Vitrián Barea. The title of thesis is Espacio y Memoria, un viaje a las ruinas de la Guerra Civil Española. The supervisor is Marta Llorente, and the PhD program is Theory and History of Architecture. So. The word can come up if it's not around, no? Okay, so let's move to the next one. Okay, yeah. Then the next one is Carlos Fernando López Ordóñez. The title of the thesis is Planificación urbana en ciudades dispersas de clima desértico, la densificación vertical como estrategia para la mejora ambiental, el caso de Hermosillo, México. And the supervisors are Isabel Crespo and Jaime Roset, and the program is Architecture, Energy, and Environment. So. Okay. Wow. Yeah. The next one goes for Catalina Salvà, and the title of this is La memòria d'un paisatge gravat, les pedreres de mares, empremta territorial del paisatge identitari de Mallorca. And the supervisors are Carlos Juan Llop i Maria Coula. And the program is Urbanism. And the last one from this area goes to Pablo Vilallonga, and the thesis title is Encuentros con la infraestructura, intersecciones entre infraestructuras lineales elevadas y arquitecturas de la ciudad sedimentada europea, and the supervisor is Cristina Jové in the program Architectural Design. Now we move to the next area, which is civil and environmental engineering. And the prize goes to Larissa Terumi Arisho, and the title of the thesis is Recovery of phycobiliproteins and biogas from microalgae treating wastewater. And the supervisors are Yvette Ferrer, Mariana Garfi, Diedrich Rousseau, and Sting van der Hol. Yeah. The next one goes to Jesus Bonilla de Toro, and the title of the thesis is monotoxicity, and preserving finite element method for hyperbolic problems, and the supervisors are Santiago Ignacio Badia in the program Civil Engineering. The third one goes to Alejandro Cornejo Velázquez, and the thesis title is A Fully Lagrangian Formulation for Fluid Structure Interaction Between Free Surface Flows and Multifractal in Solids, and the supervisors are Eugenio Oñate and Jose Francisco Zarate, and the program is structural analysis. The next one is for Nirvan Chandra, and the thesis title is Structural Diagnosis for Masonry Heritage Contribution to Non-Destructive Testing, Structural Health Monitoring, and Risk Assessment. And the supervisors are Luca Pella and Clement Molins from Construction Engineering. Okay, next one goes to Miguel Ángel Marazuela, and the thesis title is Hydrogeology of Salt Flood, the Salar of Atacama example, and the supervisors are Enric Vázquez and Sebastián Olivella from Geotechnical Engineering. Okay, next one is Enric Miranda, and the thesis title is Large-Scale, Three-Based and Fitted Finite Element for Metal Additive Manufacturing, and the supervisors are Michel Schumenti and Santiago Ignacio Badia from Civil Engineering program. Next one is Guillem Soler-Marí. The thesis title is Lagrangian Modeling of Reactive Transport in Heterogeneous Porous Media, and the supervisors are Daniel Fernández García and Francisco Sánchez Vila. And from the Geotechnical Engineering program. Okay, the last one from this area goes for Pau Trubat, and the thesis title is Station Keeping Analysis and Design for New Floating Offshore Wind Turbines, and the supervisors are Clement Molins and Francesc Xavier Gironella, and the program is Construction Engineering. Okay, now we move to the ICT engineering area, and the awardees are Juan Pablo Astudillo León, and the thesis title is Contribution to the Traffic Engineering in Wireless Mesh Networks, and the supervisor is Luis Javier de la Cruz Llopis from the Network Engineering program. Okay, the next one is Adrià Casamitjana. The thesis title is Study of Early Stages of Alzheimer's Disease Using Magnetic Resonance Imaging. And the supervisor is Verónica Vilaplana from the Signal Theory and Communication program. Next one is Marco Mino, and the thesis title is Algorithm for the Reconstruction, Analysis, Repairing, and Enhancement of 3D Urban Models for Multiple Data Resources. And the supervisor is Carlos Antonio Andújar and Antonio Chica. Okay, next one is Sergio Jurado, and the title of the thesis is A Novel Self-Computing Approach Based on Fear to Model and Predict Energy Dynamic Systems supervised by María Ángela Nebot and Francisco José Mujica from the Artificial Intelligence program. Next one is Ivan Masmitjà. The title of the thesis is Acoustic Underwater Target Tracking Method Using Autonomous Vehicles. And the supervisor are Spartacus Gomariz Castro and Jacopo Aguzzi from the Electrical Engineering program. Okay. Next one is Santiago Pascual. The title of the thesis is Efficient End-to-End and Self-Supervised Method for Speech Processing and Generation. And the supervisors are Antonio Jesus Bonafonte and Joan Serra from Signal Theory and Communication program. Next one goes for Samael Sarmiento. The title of the thesis is Design and Optimization of Metro Access Networks Supporting 5G Services. And the supervisors are José Antonio Lázaro and Salvatore Spadaro, also from Signal Theory and Communication program. Okay, last one from this area goes from José Rafael Suárez, and the title of the thesis is Enabling Knowledge-Defined Networks, Deep Reinforcement Learning, Graph Neural Networks, and Network Analysis, supervised by Pere Berlet and Alberto Ceballos from Computer Architecture. Okay, we now move to the industrial engineering area, and the name of one of the winners is Mónica Egusquiza Montagut. The title of this is Study of the Dynamic Behavior of Pelton Turbines, and supervised by Eduard Egusquiza and from the Mechanical Engineering and Fluid Aeronautics program. Okay, next one goes for Idris Al-Hassari. In the title of the thesis is Multi-Scale Mechanical and Microstructural Characterization of Titanium and Sodium Carbonitride Harsh Coatings, supervised by Frank Mulklich and Luis Miguel Llanes from the Erasmus Mundus in Advanced Material Science and Engineering program. Okay, the next one goes for Julio López Rodríguez, and the title of the thesis is Integration of Nanofiltering and Diffusion Dialysis for Sustainable Management of Acidic Liquid Wasted, supervised by José Luis Cortina and Oriol Gipert from Chemical Process Engineering program. Next one goes for Brenda Guadalupe Molina. The thesis title is Modified Polymers and Electroactive Biomaterials, and the supervisors are Carlos Enrique Alemán and Elaine Aparicia Armelin from Polymers and Biopolymers program. Okay, the author of this thesis is Paul Olivier Rosell. The title of the thesis is Local Electricity Markets Design and Operation in Distribution Power Systems. The supervisor are Roberto Villafafila Robles and Andreas Samper, and from the Electrical Engineering program. Okay, next one goes for Sergio Picat Armada, and the title of the thesis is Statistical Normalization of Network Propagation Methods for Computational Biology, and the supervisor is Alexander Pereira from the Biomedical Engineering program. Let's go ahead. Okay, next one is for David Roca Cazorla, and with the thesis Numerical Tools for Computational Design of Acoustic Metamaterials, supervised by Juan Carlos Cante and Oriol Lloberas from Mechanical Engineering, Fluids and Aeronautics program. Okay, next one is for Enric Sánchez with the title Energy-Based Control Scheme of Modular Multilevel Converters for HVDC Applications, supervised by Oriol Gomis and Eduard Prieto from Electrical Engineering program. Now we move to the last area, science, and one of the winners is Guillem Blanco Fernandez, with the title of the thesis, Bernstein-Sato Polynomials of Plane Curves of Janos Conjecture, with the supervisors of Maria Alberic and Josep Álvarez Montaner from the Applied Mathematics program. Next one goes for Marta Bofill Roig, with the title Statistical Methods and Software for Clinical Trials with Binary and Survival Endpoints, Efficiency, Sample Size, and Two-Sample Comparison, supervised by Guadalupe Gomez, also from Statistics and Operation Research program. Okay, next one goes for Raúl Bombín Escudero, with the title Ultra-Cold Bose and Fermi Dipolar Gases, Quantum Monte Carlo Study, supervised by Jordi Boronat and Fernando Pablo Masanti from Computational and Applied Physics. Okay. Next one goes for Daniel González Quadra, with the title A Cold Atom Approach for Topical Quantum Matter Across Energy Scale. The supervisor are Maciej Leimstig and Alejandro Bermúdez from Photonics program. Okay, next one goes for Rey David Iturralde García, with the title Manejo integrado de placas en legumbres almacenadas mediante el uso de atmósferas modificadas y de control biológico, with the supervisors Jordi Riudavets and Cristina Castañé Fernández from the Agri-Food Technology and Biotechnology program. Okay, next one goes for Juan Fernández Baena, with correlation in a split orbit coupled ultra-cold quantum gases, supervised by Jordi Boronat and Fernando Pablo Masenti from Computational and Applied Physics. Okay, and the last one is for Pamina Winkler, with the title of the thesis Ready? Novel planar photonics antennas to address the dynamic nanoarchitectures and biological membranes, supervised by Maria García Parajo from Photonics program. Okay, now all the awardees will take a picture, and after that, one of the awarded doctorants will do a short or a brief explanation about his PhD thesis.
So now, as a representative of the students that, received the Special Doctoral Award, Dr. Samuel Sarmiento from the Doctoral Program of Signal Theory and Communication will give a brief speech.
Sí. Buenos días a todos. Quisiera empezar por dar las gracias a la Escuela de Doctorado por darme la oportunidad de compartir mi experiencia antes, durante y después del doctorado aquí en la UPC. También me gustaría felicitar al resto de compañeros que habéis recibido el mismo premio. Y empiezo presentándome. Mi nombre es Samuel Sarmiento, soy de Las Palmas de Gran Canaria. Me gradué en 2015 en Ingeniería de Telecomunicaciones en la Universidad de Málaga y desde entonces he estado trabajando en cómo usar la luz para hacer transmisión de datos y cómo usar también la luz para hacer el censado e identificación de sustancias. En 2015 empezó mi carrera como investigador. Ahí en la Universidad de Málaga hacíamos el diseño de estructuras en óptica integrada para hacer la detección de sustancias químicas, por ejemplo, en la sangre. A partir de ahí, en 2016, vine aquí a la UPC y me incorporé como estudiante de doctorado en el grupo de comunicaciones ópticas de la UPC, bajo la supervisión de José Antonio Lázaro y Salvatore Spadaro. Mi tesis se enmarcó en el 5G, eso que se llamaba en esa época el 5G, ahora ya se habla del 6G. ¿Vale? Entonces, como comenté, mi tesis se basó en transmisión por fibra óptica, es decir, en cómo transmitir la información a nivel de capa física y cómo hacer la asignación de recursos dentro de una red para que un usuario se pueda comunicar con otro usuario dentro de la misma red. Para eso no solo nos centramos en la parte física de la red, sino también en la parte de control. En este caso, por ejemplo, propusimos soluciones que eran modulares y por tanto permitían adaptarse a las necesidades de la red. Si una red va creciendo, se pueden añadir nuevos módulos a los nodos de la red y esa red puede ir creciendo de acuerdo a las demandas de los usuarios. En cuanto a la asignación de recursos, pues lo que hacíamos era diseñar un nodo que diferenciaba del estado del arte y lo probábamos en un simulador para ver cómo se comportaba este nodo. La ventaja que nos permitía esta aproximación de trabajo era ver si nuestro sistema podría ser, si podría ser utilizado en un entorno de red real. A partir de ahí también hicimos la convergencia entre la parte de lo que se conoce como wireless communications y la parte de fibra óptica, y de manera que lo que hicimos a la hora de diseñar transmisores y receptores era adaptar las formas en cómo se transmite la señal en wireless a la parte de fibra óptica. De esta manera no había que hacer una conversión extra de óptico a eléctrico que implica de por sí una reducción de capacidad de la red. Mi día a día en el doctorado es la siguiente. Yo me levantaba, iba al laboratorio muchas horas, era feliz, me gustaba mucho lo que hacía. Y sobre todo, también aparte del trabajo experimental, hacía mucha simulación. Lo que venía a decir era que si yo diseñaba un nodo, lo probábamos y veíamos cuál era la capacidad de ese nodo en un entorno real. Gracias al doctorado pude participar en diferentes proyectos, de ahí escribir papers y participar también en conferencias. Algo importante que también considero muy relevante durante la tesis fue la estancia, que la hice en Japón, en el Centro de Información y Comunicaciones de Japón en Tokio, y la verdad que fue un punto muy interesante en la tesis de inflexión porque permitió que las tecnologías que estábamos desarrollando aquí en la UPC a velocidades más moderadas pudieran probarse en entornos totalmente distintos y además a capacidades de transmisión mucho más altas. A nivel académico la experiencia fue muy buena. A nivel personal también, estuve en un país al que nunca había ido, compartí con japoneses horas de trabajo, aprendí cómo es la forma de trabajar con ellos y también, por ejemplo, la parte cultural, pude tanto visitar la parte más moderna como la parte más tradicional de Japón. Una vez que terminé el doctorado, en 2020, justo con la pandemia, empecé a trabajar en Altran, aquí en Barcelona, y hacíamos un trabajo de colaboración entre la UPC y Altran. Aquí básicamente lo que hacíamos era utilizar el grafeno, que estaba muy de moda, para intentar adaptar o utilizar las propiedades del grafeno para adaptar la forma en la que se sensa en un coche autónomo. Es decir, tú tienes un coche autónomo, pero ese coche autónomo necesita unas señales de entrada y esas señales de entrada normalmente, o una forma adecuada, es utilizar radares. De manera que un radar es un conjunto de antenas que, dependiendo de cómo alimentes ese conjunto de antenas, es decir, la corriente que le pones, cambiando los delays, puedes cambiar hacia dónde radia la antena sin necesidad de tener un movimiento mecánico. Y para eso usábamos las propiedades del grafeno. Y lo que diseñábamos eran estructuras de retardo óptico. En 2021 me incorporé al Instituto de Ciencias Fotónicas en Castelldefels, IFO, bajo la supervisión de Valerio Brunelli, y allí trabajábamos sobre todo en la parte de comunicaciones cuánticas. Hasta ahora las comunicaciones, o tal y como se entienden las comunicaciones, son seguras porque se entiende que no hay nadie más poderoso que la tecnología y por tanto no se puede decodificar la información que nosotros transmitimos en un medio público como puede ser una red de telecomunicaciones. Sin embargo, con la llegada de la computación cuántica, esta premisa ya no sirve, porque ya la computación cuántica puede resolver problemas de codificación y decodificación en cuestión de segundos. Es decir, que la premisa de que nuestra seguridad reside en las limitaciones tecnológicas no es válida. Y por eso es necesario la distribución cuántica de claves, que es lo que nosotros hacemos en ICFO, y después en Luz Quanta, que es una empresa que surge de este trabajo que se ha ido haciendo en el grupo de Valerio. La iniciativa, normalmente trabajamos con la iniciativa europea, EuroQCI, OpenQKD, CIVIC, diferentes proyectos europeos, y la idea es tener una estructura de comunicaciones cuánticas que pueda dar soporte a las redes de comunicaciones clásicas que usamos hoy en día. Claro, la ventaja que tiene, o digamos que nosotros necesitamos un sistema para hacer esta transmisión y ya no depende ya de las limitaciones tecnológicas, sino de las leyes de la cuántica, es decir, estas no se pueden violar. Es decir, si hay un hacker que te quiere robar la información, nosotros gracias a las propiedades de la cuántica vamos a ser capaces de saber. Y por tanto, ya nuestra limitación no es tecnológica, sino física, en el término de las leyes físicas. Nosotros en Luz Quanta lo que hacemos es la comercialización de esta tecnología y el desarrollo y mejora para llevar esta tecnología al mercado. Y lo que hacemos sobre todo es utilizar la tecnología coherente que hay hoy en día disponible para implementar estos sistemas. En cuanto también a la reducción de tamaño, también trabajamos en la parte de óptica integrada y lo que hacemos es reducir el tamaño de esta estructura con una plataforma de integración como puede ser el silicio, o como puede ser el indium phosphide o cualquier otra plataforma. Y lo que hacemos es reducir el tamaño para aumentar el rendimiento de los sistemas, reducir los problemas y por otra parte también el hecho de reducir costes y aumentar la eficiencia energética, por supuesto. Como podéis ver, digamos que en este punto, yo empecé en Luz Quanta hace 2 meses, estoy en un punto en el que todo el background que yo tengo está como convergiendo hacia el mismo punto. El background de la UPC, el background antes de la UPC, después de la UPC, y todo orientado a la misma temática, las comunicaciones ópticas a través de fibra óptica. Y bueno, este fue todo. Gracias por su atención y bueno, felicitar a todo el mundo que ha recibido el premio y la bienvenida a los nuevos.
Thank you, Samael, for the speech. And now it's the time of the last part of this event, and Daniel Crespo, Rector of UPC, will give the closing speech.
Okay, hello. I will start greeting to the people in the table and all of you. First, Jordi Llorca, the Vice Rector of Research, the Director of the PhD School, Doctorat School, also the Deputy Director, Cristina Canal, also the Secretary, Jordi Mateu, all of them new people who are pushing for the Doctoral School. Also all the members of the PhD Council, Miss Professor Carme Torres for your speech that I didn't hear, but for sure it was interesting. I want to greet all the students awarded with the PhD Extraordinary Prize, the music, which is contributed by the music band Cadencia Industrial, all the technical and administrative staff, all friends and colleagues, new students, dear all. Good afternoon, benvinguts i benvingudes, bienvenidos i bienvenides. Welcome to Universitat Politècnica de Catalunya. És un plaer donar-vos la benvinguda a la Universitat Politècnica de Catalunya, una universitat que esperem que us sentiu com a casa vostra en els propers anys. It's a pleasure to welcome you to Universitat Politècnica de Catalunya today in this magnificent hall of ETSEIB, the Industrial Engineering School, where we hold the most important celebrations in this school because you are called to be all relevant people. To be part of the future of our community, probably the most important part. I would like to begin thanking you for choosing UPC to make your PhD. UPC is a young university. We just celebrated 50 years a year ago, but some of our schools are much older than the university itself. Not surprisingly, the oldest UPC school is the Nautical Faculty of Barcelona, founded in 1769, 253 years ago, as Barcelona, at that time, was a commercial city. Later on, Catalonia became an industrial region, and technological schools were founded. And one of those was this school, the Industrial Engineering School. This is why we say that UPC existed before it was born. It is because of this history that our university has become a key part of our country, a referential institution that has made it possible to associate Catalan technology to the UPC brand. Nowadays, UPC is a university committed to face the enormous and exciting challenges of our society, as well as contributing to the sustainable development of our country. Through research projects, our graduates, and our alliances through the world, UPC is now in a key position to contribute to find solutions to the global problems stated by the Sustainable Development Goals. This fills us with pride, optimism, and hope. Research is one of our main strengths, with 220 projects and more than 83 million euros during 6 years. UPC was the best Spanish university regarding the European Competitive Funds H2020. This is an example of the quality and strength of research. UPC Holding, which includes BSc, ICFO, and CIMNE, and between others, is the main reference research cluster in Spain. However, many people say, and I coincide, that a university is only as good as its PhD program. The doctorate program combines all the missions of the university: teaching, research, technological transfer, and social responsibility. And the quality of the doctorate program is that of its PhD students, that is you. UPC is where it is because of the sustained effort of our staff, but also for the task developed by PhD students, which is essential for the progress of any research institution of ours. The importance of PhD students goes beyond their actual work. PhD students supply a new perspective, a fresh view on open research problems. It is said that research is a process composed of 3 tasks: to watch, to see, and to analyze. This is what PhD students must learn along your PhD, and this is where your fresh approach is needed. You will realize that the PhD experience will be also intense for your supervisor, and we have many of them here. As a supervisor myself, I have created such strong relationships and bonds with my PhD students, some of them now colleagues. I hope you enjoy the relationship with your supervisors as well as they will enjoy the relationship with you. Some of you have studied in one of our degrees or master programs, so you already know our university and the cities in which UPC has their campuses. From some others, this has been your first week in the new university, a new city, and I hope you feel welcomed, and maybe, who knows, this city, this country will become your home for many years. But I really wish for your contributions to be ambassadors of Barcelona and Catalonia through the world, to explain who we are, our culture, our language, and our character. I want to also address some words to the doctors who have been awarded today. These awards recognize your excellent work, and because of that, yours is an example for everyone. Most of you will leave the university, some others will remain, but I want to tell you that this will be always your home whenever you want to come back. Let me also congratulate your supervisors. Dear colleagues, every PhD supervisor is a personal success to be proud of. And it's often the starting point of another, more challenging one. And of course, I'd like to thank the good work done by our PhD school during all these years, organizing the PhD programs, and also to thank the professors involved. Overall, I wish to thank again all the students who are here today for having entrusted our university for your PhD. We really appreciate that, and we hope we will live up to your expectations. I do really encourage you to enjoy your PhD experience at UPC. Thank you very much. Before leaving the stand, I have been told that your diplomas are not signed. So if you come, I will be happy to sign them. Thank you.
Thank you, Rector. And before closing the event with the last musical piece by the UPC Orchestra, I would like to take this opportunity to thank the Rector, the Vice Rector, Professor Torres, who gave an excellent and inspiring talk, both for the PhD students and the supervisors, I think. So thank you for joining the event. Also, I would like to congratulate again all the awardees of the Special Doctoral Awards. So congratulations, you deserve it. And also, I would like to thank all the people in the Doctoral School for all the big effort organizing this event. So I think it went well, so congratulations. Also the support received, technical support and from the management team of ETSEIB to host and organize the ceremony here, and again the UPC Orchestra who will play this last musical piece. After this, all the attendees are invited to a snack and a toast, which will be served outside. And thanks to all of you for attending this welcome ceremony.
sí, 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 ahí va.